Coach, first official day of practice, first time back here in the Convocation Center. Is it starting to feel real?
It's starting to feel really, really real. And this is our first time in this building, and so it still kind of feels new. We got a brand new team. But I tell you what, we got a group of guys that's committed to getting better. I feel the energy in this group. I think it was like Christmas or New Year's coming in this building for the first time all year. And so we chomping at the bit to get better. Can't wait to get back in tomorrow.
Talk about what it's been like all summer and up to this point, kind of building a new team, putting all these guys together.
Yeah, it's building a new team, building new responsibilities, building new roles, all right? Because everything is new again. We got 8 new guys, but they're all mature, they're all older, and so they've been in college, a few of them outside of DK and Malik, and so the adjustment period for the new guys that have been in college, you add them to the 4 guys that have been here last year. I think it's a good mix, but we just trying to be consistent with our effort, be consistent with our love for one another, but be consistent and adamant about what the standard and what it means to be a Georgia State men's basketball player.
How'd you go about reconstructing the roster?
Well, the first, goal, the second goal, the third goal, and the fourth goal was to try to find some shooting. And I thought we really covered that. And I think that the guys that we have in our locker room now are great shooters, can put the ball in the hole. But we wanted to get guys that were obsessed with trying to find success and winning. And because that's when you look at through the annals of Georgia State men's basketball, winning has been synonymous with this program. And so to get guys where their goals are aligned with what this program's goals and aspirations are and the standard is, that was going to be key. So we recruited people as much as we did players.
What's the difference this year as opposed to what you found when you got here a year ago?
Well, it's I'll be honest with you, it's all the same because it still feels new. This actually feels like year one again because, we had to get to know so many new guys and we got a chance to know them in the recruiting process. But the newness of this experience is still the same. It still feels similar to last year. And I guess the only difference is the guys that we brought in, I had the chance to get to know them in the recruiting process. And when you inherit a program, you don't necessarily get that grace period to kind of get to know them. I love those guys all from last year, but that's just a little bit different.
What do you think you learned from a year ago?
Patience. I learned that I can grow gray hair at a high rate, But what we learned last year, I think that was necessary. Because how can you ever appreciate just a little bit of sunshine if it never rains? And so I think that taught us all a lesson. It humbled us all, but it also speaks to the level of humility. That's what I think.
How much of the 4 guys that are returning, how much have they grown, improved?
They've grown a lot. They're talented. DeJuan, Brendan, Jermaine, and Ed, they're all talented. But to be placed in a position that they were all in last year for the very first time in their careers. Ed, he was a freshman. But you look at DeJuan, you look at Jermaine, you look at Brendan, they were placed in a position where the load was supposed to be, or quite honestly, carried by them. And to have that type of scrutiny, that type of pressure when the lights come on, that takes a different type of mentality. And having those guys go through that experience, I think is only going to bode well for us going forward.
Ed looks like a completely different guy to me.
He's had a phenomenal summer and fall. He is as dedicated to his craft. But a lot of people, they get missed. The best thing about a lot of freshmen is simply they become sophomore. And but he's had a phenomenal summer. Ed has had a phenomenal summer and fall.
What do you want to get done between now and 1st of November?
I want to get our guys as close to game ready. I wish we can do it tomorrow. Create as much adversity as I can. So when the moment of truth, when you get in the gut of the game, we have, acquired the skill to overcoming adversity. And I thought last year we were kind of a hot button team, and things got us off our track pretty easily. I want to be able to overcome that adversity a little bit more seamless this coming year.